Hello, hello, hello. I messed it up because he said it to me, got in my ear. I'm all messed up. Hello.
Sounded like
I'm
turkey.
Dane Hennon, the host of a Rag Company podcast, and I had a frog in my throat. Levi, right next to me.
Oh,
here.
Dane, how's it going?
Lovely to be here again after a long weekend. Anthony, how you doing?
Dane, thanks for having me, right? I'm the only person not drinking a caffeinated drink right now.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
What happened? Why are you not doing that?
Trying to cut back on my caffeine intake. I'm actually limiting myself to only coffee.
Oh,
So I'm not
Okay.
drinking energy drinks for a while.
Are
Okay.
you having tea, though?
I'm not having like the kind of like what kind
Tea's
of tea?
got caffeine in it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the tea, like spill the tea.
Oh, no.
Like, you know.
The caffeinated beverage.
I meant
Yeah.
the caffeinated classic beverage that was the source of
Dane, I
many
don't-
conflicts in the
No,
previous
the thing
centuries.
is I don't like tea, and even though my birthday actually holds a very significant day in history,
Right.
revolving the Boston Tea Party and that
Correct.
all that stuff, I like to avoid it because tea stains teeth.
Oh, okay.
Well, so does coffee.
so does coffee.
I'm evidence of that. My teeth are
I
always
like
stained
to think
because of
that over
And I'm
time,
very
right? I
self-conscious
think
about
tea
it.
has a greater effect than coffee does.
Okay.
I mean, I've been to the UK. I've seen the quality of their teeth there, and I would say that tea, for the most part, is just takes a bigger hit.
That's the metric he's using, a stereotype about British people. Not only the tea, but their teeth as well. Wow. Way to start the show, guys.
Hey.
We already lost a
All
chunk of our
right.
audience. That's
Speaking
cool.
of that, you all had a great
So-
Thanksgiving.
perhaps-
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Perhaps housekeeping is in order.
I'm
Yes, by the
kidding, as
way,
always.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody who missed it and didn't get to catch up with the stories. That's what we're doing today.
Today's Cyber Monday.
Yes.
We got a sale going on. We got
Very
doorbusters
much so.
happening only today. So if you're watching live and maybe you didn't participate in the Black Friday sale, hop on the site, grab
Really
some
quick.
doorbusters.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, can we get our volume down inside your office there?
Oh, yeah, we can
I'm
hear
getting
it
a lot
from
of reverb. Nice. There we go. That sounds pretty good. So, now that you mentioned the Black Friday
Yeah.
or the Cyber Monday sale, can I kind of touch up on
Go
that?
for
a
it.
little
Oh,
bit?
Please.
yeah, absolutely. Go
All
for
right.
it.
So, 20% off site-wide, right? Excluding wholesale cases, so 20% off almost everything using the coupon code, right? Now, the other exciting thing about Cyber Monday today is that we are offering free shipping on orders $49 and up within the continental U.S. So you're getting free shipping as well if you're hitting over that $49 threshold. And what's really cool, too, is our doorbusters starting at $2, right? So if we can go ahead and click on that, Nick, and then we're going to go to our doorbusters that we still have available because we have already sold out of the Scan Grip pen match.
All
It's
right.
like there were
Holy
people
cow.
just camped
Yeah.
out and waiting.
Wow.
And
So
they did not mess around.
they went out. They sold in minutes, which
They
is
went
pretty
hard.
crazy. So what we still have left, $2 clay bars.
Yeah.
Insane,
$2 clay
right?
bars.
So honestly, this is kind of our gift to you, right? They cost more than $2. It's just this is
Yeah,
one of those
no, this
things
is
where
below cost.
we want to get people. We
Well,
want to
were
get
trying
people
to come
try
up with.
'em.
We were trying to also come up with ideas, and
Yeah.
that was one of the ideas was
Yeah.
clay bars. And
Yeah, we want people to try. I want people to use them, and we basically feel bad that our clay towel has been out of stock for so long
Yeah.
that we said, "Hey, here's the deal to make up for that."
but there's been a development.
Yeah, there has.
They're on the water.
They are on the water, but really
Which
quick,
means,
I
which
want to go
means-
back to the. can I
yeah,
get
but means
back?
we're going to have to that Fast and Furious situation. It might actually come true.
Yeah.
we may
Well, yeah,
have
they're
to
gonna
be
be
doing
sitting
that.
at a port.
But to hold you over, pick up a clay bar.
Yeah,
use
Nick,
it.
Can we bring back up the sale page
Match
again
it
really
with
quick?
the maybe some clay spray, Coach
Yeah.
Kimmy clay spray. That is
Yeah.
a duo
It is.
combination.
So the Chenille Wash Mitt 2-pack, $5.
Oh,
$2.50 a mitt.
Perfect. Yeah.
So the reason why I think that this particular deal is so important is that it's rinseless washes. I mean, in the wintertime, those warm O&R washes in your
Oh,
garage.
nothing better.
Yeah.
Grab 2 or 3 of these mitts.
Yeah.
Throw them in a bucket. Have at it. Literally color code them if you want to. Say, hey, my blue mitts for the uppers, my green mitts for the lowers, vice versa. Heck, you can even use one of those mitts. It's
got
just
a
cheap
wheel
enough to
mitt.
where you can even say this is a wheel mitt, right? And
Yeah,
you
you
say
can.
this is for my wheels, this is for my barrels or dirty jobs. Just for $5 for a 2-pack,
Truly a doorbell.
that's
Can't go wrong.
Insanely good deal. So, killer deal there. And then the infamous Drago, Levi's
5-pack.
favorite towel.
It is. So I was in my brother-in-law's this weekend. You
Yeah.
know what I noticed?
What's that?
A few Dragos. doing duty around the house.
Really?
Yep, he bought a few of them, and he's been using them for different things. So nice to see the Drago is alive and well.
That's
Kicking
nice
butt,
for us.
taking names.
Drive. Thank you.
And it's one of those that I still love as an everyday towel. If you could have one towel in your entire collection to use for all your different jobs, the Drago's really it.
You can't go wrong with that one.
Well, no, it's very true. And I
a
mean,
bucket towel?
It's
Come
literally
on.
a bucket towel for a 70-30 blend, buttersoft suede edge, right? And
very
a
swath.
towel that really cannot be killed,
No.
like the real Drago. I mean, not really killed.
No, it will break you.
It will break you, right? And so pick some of those up, because the other thing too is we are planning on stocking Dragos for the foreseeable future,
Unless they all sell out today.
unless they all sell out. So we don't know. It's one of those things where it might be one of those towels that kind of goes away and comes back again down the road. So get them while you can. And then lastly, the interior scrub mitt for $2.
Oh.
This is huge for anybody that's doing commercial detailing, anybody that's has a detail shop, anybody that's training people to do interiors, because a handful of these scrub mitts, right, paired with a favorite interior cleaner, you're knocking out plastic, vinyl, leather, door panels, seats, and everything in minutes.
Well, and we showed you guys, if you go
You're
back to our
going fast.
live, Anthony was using one.
Yeah, I was
live,
blowing through that,
and it
door
was
panel.
making it so easy.
Yeah.
And then I went home that night and I cleaned my wife's car, to get it ready for a road trip, and did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I did it even differently. I dunked it in O&R.
Yeah.
Gee.
I just had a bucket of O&R, pulled it up, turned it a little bit of a ring out, scrubbed the door panels, hit it with a dry towel afterwards, just cleaned everything up.
What's great too is that if you ever wanted to do the O&R with the Optimum Protect product, their interior protectant, right? You do that combination, right, of
Yeah, you can
O&R
do that
and the
too.
Protect product. You can actually exfoliate, right? And
Correct.
moisturize.
Yeah,
those
you could put a spray
panels.
bottle, spray it on there,
Yeah.
scrub it,
Exfoliate,
dry it.
moisturize,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So it's very nice. The scrub mitt is very useful too, and not just for
For the operators who use them, they love them.
Well, it's not just useful for detailing. I mean, you can also use
Yeah.
it for anything house related as well. So, like for example, if you have a leather couch at home and you want to cover cleaning
Or
that faster,
cleaning
Is
your
your back
countertops?
itchy? You just stick
Yeah.
one of those on there,
or clean your countertops.
Yeah, if
in
you
your
stuck-
kitchen. I was cleaning mine the other day.
stuck food on it or something
My
like
kids
that.
stick food, stick all kinds of stuff, and my mother-in-law
Jelly.
had cruised over it with a scouring pad, but she didn't really scrub. I grabbed mine out, little O&R, and just cleaned off. Got a hold
But the
of all
scouring
that
pads
stuff.
can be
Worked
like
great.
so harsh they actually miss the point. Like you do
Correct.
something like
Yeah.
that, it's like just right.
Yeah, there's just enough scrubbing power.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
make it nice.
And another cool thing is the interior scrub mitt, specifically the darker kind of salt and pepper one, the gray one, if you want to call it that. Great for a winter wheel barrel decon, right?
Yeah.
So, or a
safe
a
on the
winter
wheels, too.
decon
Yeah.
on your barrels. So, like, I wouldn't use it on the face just because it's not that it's a coarse material. It's just some wheels are really delicate. But for the barrels themselves, they get a lot of stuff caked on from the wintertime. Come springtime, you take that gray mitt, throw that thing on, dunk it in your favorite combination, maybe soap, a little bit of APC, and then just start scrubbing the barrels. Makes it super easy. But the way that those bristles are on that mitt makes it super easy to break down. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's initially what the Detail Factory wheel brush for the barrel was actually going to be made out of. Was that material? So pretty cool. But all right, let's go ahead and jump in. What's G. Davis says, as Anthony once told me, no one is lonelier than a British orthodontist. Wow.
That's nice.
Oh, yes.
That's nice.
But then Umberto comes in and says, actually, Anthony, the reality of why the teeth of them being stained is that they don't visit their dentist as often as we do. Oh, well, now we're going to be elitist about it?
I mean,
that just seems...
I mean, that could be it. I don't know. I don't know what their hygiene is like over there, but I know that I get a cavity every 7 years, which is unfortunate.
I get a cavity like every 3 months.
Well, yeah.
They happen.
Yeah.
It's just life.
Haven't had one in a while.
Yeah.
No. I go a few years, but it's still, when it sneaks up, it sucks.
I go once a year. I used to go twice a year for cleanings to the dentist, right?
Yeah.
Then they said, hey, man, like, just come once a year.
They told me, come every 3
too clean.
months. Let's clean them up, make sure they're
Really?
looking great. And
Yeah.
for 1 year, I went, for the first time in my life,
Yeah.
0 cavities.
Nice.
And I
That's
was
amazing.
like, whoa. Then the next time I went in, they're like, 2 cavities. And I was like,
okay.
and then the next time I went in, they're like, one cavity. Like, come on. So I just
break.
go once a
7
year.
okay.
Then I can just get it all knocked out quick, painless.
So I think we've addressed the sale. We talked about some other stuff. What did you guys do this weekend, though? Like, I know you weren't even in town.
No,
you,
I lived
you
a
went
life.
off to a faraway magical
extraordinary.
land
Yeah.
in Utah.
Beautiful, beautiful scenery.
How was that?
Thanks, Dane.
Yeah.
Well,
Segment.
as you guys all know, Wednesday I drove down to Utah Wednesday afternoon. We left. I had to take the dog to my dad's, take one of the cats to my mom's, and then we let our big cat, Sherlock, 24-pound behemoth,
Oh, boy,
just
that's a
to
big
fend
kitty.
for himself.
Yeah.
The neighbors feed him. Like,
He'll
he
figure it
eats
out.
so much. He's so big, and so he eats at all the neighbors' houses and stuff. So we knew he'd be fine. So we left him a big bag of food, a couple bowls around the house of food and water.
And it's not too cold yet. So.
No, well, he's got a dog door. He can cruise in and
Yeah,
out.
okay.
So he can come in the house and sleep all day if he wants, then walk back outside and go wander around. So did that. Then once we got the cars loaded up, then we headed out of town. We left Boise about noon.
Yeah.
As soon as we hit Ogden, 5 o'clock traffic. It was about 12:45 by the time we really 12:30 by the time we really left Boise city limits.
Yeah.
Right.
What
so
can you do though?
so 5 hours. So 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
5 o'clock traffic, bumper to bumper for the next 2 hours
Yeah.
from Ogden past Provo, Orem into Mapleton. So we hit my sister-in-law's house about 7 o'clock. It was rough. Let me tell you, nothing's more fun than 7 lanes of traffic on
I'm sure
either
the kids
side.
just love being stuck in the
Red
car.
tail lights as far as the eye can see.
You guys
and,
were in the Camry, right?
we were in the Camry.
Okay.
Kids were watching a movie, so they were good.
So
but
they
no-
had they had
they
their
had the
screens on
TVs.
the back.
Yeah, so they were watching that. They were fine. But wife and I were just like, ugh, come on. So that was the only downside was we kind of just got there a little late. Got there, let the kids play for a little bit, hopped them in the tub, got them to bed. And then the next day was Thanksgiving. Had a great little Thanksgiving with the family. So my brother-in-law went to, him and his wife went to Germany last week. They went and toured the Walther Museum and participated in a German hunt
Whoa.
with the president of Walther Firearms.
Did they have like hounds?
Was it a
They had
was
hounds.
it a
Or-
rabbit
They had-
hunt?
Oh,
Huh?
man.
Was it a rabbit?
It was
hunt?
an everything hunt. They hunted
People.
deer,
They're just like, if
people,
you're getting away.
rabbits, foxes, what else? Something like things, some birds. Like they did it was like a traditional German hunt with like all these different dogs, and each dog had different traits and things. And
Oh my
so
gosh! They probably had like an over/under shotgun or something like something super fancy.
they
Right?
had it's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
they had fun doing that. And then my sister-in-law headed home. So
Why
that
didn't you get involved in that German hunt?
I should have. That would have been fun. But I
feel
didn't
like
get
that-
invited.
I would have loved to seen you like in a vest, right? Like
vest.
but like a Dixon flannel, right?
Yeah.
With like a vest underneath it, wearing like some type of sporting hat, right?
That could be nice.
With like mud boots, like
Yeah,
Gore-Tex
Wellingtons.
boots or something like that, and then just walking through some fields on a foggy
Carrying a
morning.
shotgun over my arm.
With the
Yeah.
sounds of like a dozen hounds just running around
Yeah.
and barking at the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
the
that.
whole thing. Yeah,
So
there you go.
fog, a little bit of fog,
That's
a little bit
vibes.
of
That's
mist
what
in the
I'm
Yeah,
woods.
a little bit of fog, a little bit of mist,
Very
right?
nice. So
Low level.
anyway, they went and did that. Then my brother-in-law left and headed. She went home, came back to the Utah to get the house set up for Thanksgiving. Then he flew to Switzerland, or not to Switzerland, to Sweden. Sorry, headed to Sweden to visit the airgun manufacturer that he's a distributor for. While he was there, lost his passport.
Oh no!
So my brother-in-law loses his passport and is like, calls his wife. She calls the embassy. The embassy says, we will stay open. We're getting ready to close for the holiday, but we will stay open till he gets here. He has to take a train, 2-hour train ride to the embassy. Gets to the embassy, walks in. He's wearing his Utah. He's got his Utah Air Guns shirt on.
If I look more American, maybe they'll.
Let's just say the boys, when he walked in, they're doing his paperwork, and one of them goes, Utah Air Guns. It's Provo, Utah. And he's like, yeah. He goes, right there down by University Mall. And he's like, yeah. He goes, oh, I was in their store about 7 months ago. and
What?
looking at air gun stuff. And he's like,
But you're here.
And he goes, yeah, I moved here 6 months ago.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm from there. I just moved here. This is my new station posting. Yeah, no, not a problem, man. Let me get you all squared away.
Oh.
And so then he was like, oh, who's your family? And blah, blah, blah. And so, because it's still technically, even though it's a big town, it's still kind of a small town. And
I was
so,
going to say, that's very small.
yeah, so he was very thankful that the guys that worked the embassy in Sweden, the U.S. Embassy in Sweden, were Utah guys that knew him, at least, and knew of his store. So he was able to get all that handled, then caught a flight, and then made it to Thanksgiving by 5:30 p.m. on Thursday.
Wait, so you're telling me, hold on. You're telling me that if you do lose your passport, you can get like a temporary one, and you can still resort that in a matter of hours?
Here's the problem,
When that
though.
happens, you have to contact
Here's
your
the problem, though. He lost his first flight.
Yeah.
So he lost the money.
So they had to buy
Okay.
a second flight.
Okay.
And they had to buy it within 10 hours notice.
Wow, gee, it's like Lars heard
Nice.
you.
Hey, thanks, Lars.
Well, he followed up after G's comment. Thank you, Lars. Nice to see you.
So yeah, so they hey, Lars. So he was able to make it home, which was good. So we had a big Thanksgiving with just his family, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, their children, and then me and Carly and my mother-in-law. Great little quick, easy, simple.
Yeah.
Less than 20 of us, and had a nice, delicious Thanksgiving. And then Friday morning, I went and met with my cousin. Mm-hmm. Met him for dinner or lunch at the Strap Tank Brewery in Lehigh.
That looked cool.
A cool place. So if we make our Utah trip that we've talked about for so long, that Shad has been pushing and pushing for us to come down and hang out in Utah and do a TRC visits kind of thing. Mm-hmm. That's a place that I think we're going to have to, I'll take you guys to the one in Springville where they have the Legends Motorcycle Museum there as well. But we went to the one in Lehigh, had a great lunch with him. I got to meet his family. Let's just say it's very strange to meet a family member for the first time that and look a lot alike. Like you see the resemblance and all the stuff. So that was really cool. It was really neat to meet him, get to talk to him and stuff. And then today he texted me and said, hey, do you have a detailer you'd recommend? And so I recommended Cody Pike, Pike's Detail Company, to head over and help him out for something. So, but yeah, so really good. I was going to try and hook up with Patty at Veteran Detail in American Fork.
That didn't happen?
It just, the timing didn't work for us. Because we got in so late Wednesday night, then Thursday we did all family stuff. Then Friday I went and had lunch. It took 45 minutes to get from my brother-in-law's place to the restaurant. Once I got to the restaurant, I got there like 30 minutes early, which was good because they had a 30-minute wait for a table. So I was glad I got there on time. So then we sat down. It was an hour until we got our food, from the moment we sat down to the time our food arrived at the table. Then we talked and ate for an hour. Then by the time I drove home, it was already 5 o'clock and we were ready to go do something else. And I was like, I went to lunch at
All the time
1
just
o'clock.
vanished.
Like it was so, I had to have taken my kids to the park for 20 minutes and we were back home and it was dinner time and I had to get them all ready and then we were leaving the next
So
morning.
traffic in Utah has gotten worse.
Dane, it's bad. Isn't that right, Shad? It's just crazy, the traffic.
So why is everybody moving there?
There's a lot of big businesses are moving there and relocating there.
There's a lot
So
of
the
space
thing
there.
is,
The roads just aren't
I don't
ready
think Salt
for it
Lake is
yet.
that pretty. I don't think it's that nice of a state to look at. Just the entire state of Utah is not that nice,
Wow.
in my opinion.
okay.
I'm not trying to say that. I've been there.
Okay.
He's not a fan of
don't
like, the
think
big
it's
arches
that good
or
looking.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't think it's
Or
that good
mountain
looking.
range. Not a
and
fan
I
of mountain
think
ranges, are you?
That the city itself is extremely confusing.
Okay. Very
Oh,
easy.
it's
actually
because
most
it's a
simple.
grid and it's a better
So-
system.
No,
so
than
it's
I
simple.
feel
It's
like
so simple.
they're.
Look,
How am I
Shad's saying
supposed
easy,
to find First Street, 7th Street?
Oh no, you're
Well, you
thinking
go north,
simpleton
south, east, and
terms.
west.
Yeah, I don't like that. Right?
First south.
Give it a name. Give it
Corner
some
of first south
personality.
and first east.
I'm being devil's advocate.
So-
I actually get lost every time I go there too.
So
You guys
Not a
realize
huge
we
fan.
have apps
My
like
brain
GPS
hurts.
and stuff.
I
It's very
also
simple. You just put it in and it
I'm
takes
like,
you
Generally-
right
oh,
to
this
Okay,
is
but the thing is-
10,676 north,
it is.
10,677
Utah is a desert.
east.
No, it's a mount. It's in the mountains.
it's just
How mountainous is it?
very mountainous.
As mountainous as like an hour north of where we are right now.
Could be very easily.
I don't still.
My sister-in-law's
I
house
still see it.
sits right at the base of Maple Mountain.
Everywhere I've been in
Delightful,
Salt Lake City,
beautiful place.
looks literally like it looks bad.
Oh, crisp mountain air. Yeah. So anyway, point is, we do need to take a trip down to Utah, all of us.
Yeah.
And
Get stuck in
sometime
some
this
traffic.
year, get stuck in some traffic. Visit our friends at Budco.
I like
visit
get some
some of our
In-N-Out
Utah
burger.
detailers.
Get a little
Get some
bit of
In-N-Out
In-N-Out.
burger.
Well, if we go in my van, you guys can be entertained in the back and lounge in
We could do the van
while
trip.
I
That'd
just
be
Honestly,
pretty great.
that
That's
would be
probably
a
the way
great
to
time.
do it. Yeah, that would probably be the way to
that'd be
do
fun.
it.
Like we can make the bed.
Yeah.
If we can sleep the entire way.
just put a
right?
TV
Dane
on
just
the
drives.
ceiling.
We sleep.
Yeah.
There you go.
We could be
Wake up.
we could be sleeping like we put a bucket in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
Great. It's like we're camping.
For just camping
Nope.
reasons.
So we need to do that. We need to
cut a
plan it
hole-
out
cut
where
a
we can go
hole
do
in
that.
Oh no.
Why'd you cut a hole in the floor of my van? Don't look back here.
So
Look away.
But yeah, so we do need to do that. But it was good. Then we were home Saturday.
Yeah.
Got back, and then I locked my keys in the Suburban on Sunday. I picked up the animals at both houses, at my dad's and my mom's house, and then on my way home, I was cleaning the Suburban out, locked my keys in my car. Didn't realize until the next morning.
You locked the doors and then you closed the door. And
So
the keys were inside?
I had tried to put the keys in my hoodie.
Okay.
And then I locked the doors. The door was open, and I locked it. And then I thought, my mom gave me a bunch of Gates sticky buns that my sister makes for all the holidays. It's a grandmother's recipe.
Yeah.
And I was like, forgot the sticky buns are in there. So I reached over the driver's seat to get them from the passenger seat. The keys fell out. I grabbed them, shut the door, walked into the house, ate the sticky buns, did all that stuff. Next morning, I went to move the car because Carly was going to leave and go run some errands, and I couldn't find the keys.
Do you have a spare
No.
key somewhere?
No. Your father only had one set of keys for that Suburban.
Time to make another set.
Yes. So I looked and tore the house apart, couldn't find them, walked out to the Suburban. They're sitting on the seat. And I was like, ugh. So I headed down. Now this is, you guys got to understand, I'm 8% Mexican, and I'm pretty
dear.
good.
You're not
Yeah.
8%. I think you said you were 6.
Anyway, I'm really good at breaking into cars. It's one of those things that I've pride myself on, and I've prided myself on for over 25 years.
Yeah.
So I rolled down to the DMB Supply, picked up a piece of 3/8 steel rod,
Oh, nice.
or 3/16 steel rod, very thin,
Oh,
nice,
I
pliable rod, about 4 feet in length. Then took it home, got to my vise,
He's just going to jimmy it.
stuck it in the vise, hit it with a hammer, folded one end down so I had a little knob, little handle I could turn.
Ooh, yeah.
Then
I like
flipped
that
it
way.
around and bent a little hook into it, hammered it out, put it on my grinder, smoothed it all out, walked over, stuck a panel pry tool in one side, a big one, pulled it, wedged it out, stuck a screwdriver wrapped in tape in the other one, had my wife come over. We're standing on my little platform. I said, babe, need you to come over and help me? She's like, what's up? So you just put a little pressure on this, just
Yeah.
a little bit, just enough to open up this jam. Got my stick in there. I was like, good, push a little more. She goes in, slide it down, give it a little twist on my little
Really?
handle.
Yeah.
Hit that little finger that I made on the end, hit the unlock button, pop the door open in like Flynn in probably about 3
No
minutes.
way.
Thanks to your Slim Jim.
My wife,
Wow.
very impressed,
Oh, my.
Yeah.
said she was ready to marry me all over again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really exciting
Wow.
stuff. Asked her if she wanted to take this inside. She said, no, I need you to move your truck and get it out of the driveway
Now
so I can
leave.
leave. And I said, oh, all right. So
Oh, dear.
anyway, that was my Sunday, but I did put Christmas lights on the Suburban. So it'll be
Okay.
ready for our live. We can turn them on.
Fun.
That's
exciting.
festive.
Are they
Well,
powered
festive
through like
action.
a little cigarette port or?
They're plugged into an inverter, which is plugged into a cigarette lighter in the back.
Yeah.
So
That's what I was figuring.
Yeah,
I just
but-
didn't know how people did that.
yeah, that's how you do it. But that was it. So simple, easy, fun little weekend. I was really bummed about missing Patty and not being able to get over
Yeah,
to
that's
see
too
him. But I do need to give him a call. And then this week, my knee was giving me some pain while I was in Utah, sleeping on a very stiff mattress. Kind of aggravated not only my knee, but my shoulder. So got an orthopedic appointment with my orthopedist to Wednesday to have him look at getting this other shoulder worked on. I had this one worked on last year. I'm going to have this one worked on hopefully this year, and take a look at my knee and figure out what the heck's going on with it. So, but yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. What'd you guys do? How was your Thanksgiving?
That is a you in a nutshell.
Well, here, right before we transition, let's go ahead and help him out here real quick.
Mike, so huge difference between the Sunlight 3 and the mini match, or a small difference. Mostly size, and I believe changing color temperature.
Well, no. So both, I believe the mini match can also change, but it's the size. It is
a size.
Definitely a size thing. The mini match is a small square.
Very small.
I mean, it's small. Like pictures don't really do it justice because it's much smaller than that.
It's smaller than a phone.
Yeah, it's more narrow,
it's not.
but it's the same
It's
height,
not
but
that.
it's more narrow.
It's the same height. So if you were to square out your phone, let me see your phone. Okay, hand me
You
your
have
phone.
the same phone I have.
For
Give me your
reference,
phone.
he's
So
holding
I'm saying,
up an
if I were
iPhone
to make a
12
cross,
Pro Max.
right, and you were to box in
Say
that,
it's about that big?
It's about that big.
Okay. Yeah, it's small. It's very
It's
small.
not that big. So anyway, but hopefully that helps. And then we have it's Bryce says just tried GSF on my truck, and let me just say I'm really impressed. Bryce, we've been trying to tell you this for months.
good stuff.
People are always surprised when we say something is good, and then they hold off for a long time,
Bryce,
and then they
we-
finally
we-
try and they go, "Hey guys, you know what? It's actually
No,
good." No, really
listen.
appreciate that, Bryce, for real. But it's just always funny when we see these comments online of people like,
We're not
they're
mad
just chilling.
either.
It's like, no, we really believe.
No,
we really
I'm
believe
glad
it.
you liked it.
And we're
Just
trying to
wait.
convince others too.
Wait, you guys need to wait for Active Foam.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
telling
gonna be
you,
good
man.
stuff. I think you guys are gonna like it.
Yeah.
I was dreaming about Active Foam
Oh.
last night.
Well,
the
that sounds
sandalwood
like
scent came to me in a dream, right? And it was Andrew Werkheiser standing over my bed, looking at me, just wafting the bottle next to my nose.
Very erotic.
And then I woke up out of that dream. It was a dream within a dream. So next one here we have
Graham.
Graham says, "Hello lads, happy Monday evening from work.
Walking.
Levi sorted out a small package for the T-Bird before finding out it has been collected. Keep a lookout for the UPS parcel."
I will. Thank you, Graham. The other thing, though, is that car will be back here in the studio probably in about a month or so. So
That should be cool to see in
we'll
person.
have it end of December, probably January, to get it ready for the Roadster, for the Grand National Roadster Show. So
Nice.
Dead Pedal Andrew
thanks.
says,
Andrew, how are you, my friend?
I just had a
Sounds like it's
massive
not going to be so great later.
burrito for lunch, taking bets on whether or not I regret it later this afternoon. Andrew, film the process for us, right?
Or don't.
Give us live updates, right? I want to be a part of this just
Yeah.
as much as all these other guys do, right? We want to be there
Sussex,
for you.
Anthony, where McLaren is headquartered.
Ah,
Graham has told
we
us
go.
that.
I know, but I don't know how to say walking.
I'm walking in.
Like Joaquin Phoenix
Sure.
Okay.
took me a long time to
Bryce
figure that
saying,
out.
when can I apply to be a brand ambassador?
Anthony.
Bryce, so the Grandmaster Q1 applications will be opening mid-December, and so you're more than welcome to apply then through Instagram. In that time, I would just make sure that your page is looking great. You know, I tell everybody that if you're interested in being a Grandmaster, like, it's very much a first impression thing because we are looking at your page to see if there's somebody that we would want on our team. So it's basically having good representation of, maybe other detailing products, our detailing products, having some really high quality photos, really interactive posts in one way, shape, or form, whether it's story post or whether it's normal main page posts that, kind of provoke questions, comments, things like that. So interaction's huge. But it doesn't really matter your follower count. That doesn't matter to us. It's more about just
How you present yourself.
how you present yourself and why basically put yourself in our shoes, right? Do you think that your page is something that represents a brand well as a sponsorship? And if your answer is no, then
Well, I haven't been active on my Instagram page for well over a year. So would I be eligible for a Grand Ambassador position?
Things wouldn't look too good for you.
I don't reply back to anybody's comments.
So
that something?
That is going to be a mark against you. Just going to let you
Okay.
know right now. So for people,
But that's like a wall. People can just post stuff. I don't have to reply back, right?
To put it in perspective, there's a lot of folks who are like, my channel's small. I don't have a big following on Instagram. They're probably not going to pick me because I'm small. Well, that's not necessarily true. We've seen small profiles where people had like maybe 50 to 200, 300 followers, like not a ton, but it's something, but they had really good engagement and they were drawing people in with the stuff that they're posting and they're actually having meaningful interactions. That goes a long way. Like that actually sticks out to us. We look at that kind of thing and go, okay, put that guy on the short list. Not a guarantee, but at least you're on the short list that way. So
I like that.
Bear that in mind. Don't get discouraged just because you have a small follower count. If you're doing the right things, you're getting people engaged, that's going to count a lot in your favor.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Graham says that burrito's landed already.
All right. I think that's enough of that stuff.
So
Anthony?
what'd you guys do for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, what'd you do?
So thanks for having me, guys. So our weekend started technically on a Wednesday evening, right? I think something like that. So Thursday was my daughter's first Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
crazy to say, right?
How much did she eat?
She ate a ton, right? At least 6 or 7 times that day.
Wow.
Just in the day alone.
My
Maybe even
goodness.
more,
Wow.
honestly. I lose track of,
Well, it's Thanksgiving.
of the time. Yeah. You gotta indulge a little
in
bit.
And it's out so fast. I mean,
Dane. So anyway, so with it being her first Thanksgiving, we actually didn't have any plans really. I mean, and most of like Katie's family was out of town, which that's typically where we'll go for Thanksgiving. And then my parents' house, but everybody was kind of out of town and doing their own thing. So we thought, all right, well, let's go ahead and, take over Katie's grandparents' house. Like, let's go like literally like a takeover, like a pirate takeover,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So we're gonna go sneak
Load
in,
up the Forerunner.
take over the place, get some food, right?
Yeah.
So Katie, I guess put an order in at Albertsons, right?
Yeah, they're doing that was some of the new things this year. Fully
Thanksgiving
cooked Thanksgiving
feast.
dinners.
Yeah, fully cooked Thanksgiving dinner from Albertsons.
Yeah.
For like $65.
Yeah, really
right?
great pricing.
And I mean, good. Like, it was good. Like, the turkey, I don't know if they smoked it or I don't know what they did, but it was very
smoked.
turkey. It was very good. It was very delicious. So, anyway, so I went and picked that up, and we went over to Katie's grandparents' house, and basically, it was the kids. It was Katie's sister, Katie's other sister. Their great-grandma showed up because she kind of lives there, too, in their mother's quarters area. And then Katie's mom stopped by. And so really it was just kind of like a kids' Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Where we kind of did our own thing just to do it for Lucy. And so she doesn't know, but
Yeah.
good
Good way to do it is good for the grandparents,
to do
the
it.
great-grandparents
yeah.
to see their
but-
great-grandchild.
So that's kind of what we did. There wasn't really anything too exciting other than that. But then I want to say I think it was, I started trying to do some shopping, I think like by the time it was Thursday night, I tried to see, what kind of deals were happening.
Right.
If I wanted anything for Black Friday. Nothing really. I checked Home Depot's website.
Yeah.
I told myself I was going to go into Home Depot physically to see if there was anything there, but I just didn't have the time. Wasn't able to kind of make it over there, but that was pretty much it. So then Friday, some good news is that my baby's starting to sleep a little bit more. So, which means we're sleeping a little bit more, which is kind of nice.
Thanksgiving miracle.
And it is a Thanksgiving miracle. And she is just getting cute. I don't know. She's like the cutest. I think she really is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But she's just finally starting to gain some weight. So I don't know how much she weighs now, but her face is getting really chunky now. Like, she's getting really like, I don't know. She's filling out, I guess you could say. And she's just super cute. And so we're just trying to, love on her as much as possible. Sometimes she doesn't like getting...
buying her a bike for Christmas? Or
No.
I'm looking at
I think
those?
she's a little
No,
young
I
for
don't
that.
know. I think that she'll get a picture of a bike
Okay.
in high contrast colors.
Ooh.
Are you looking at gaming systems for her? You figured that
Baby
one out
gaming.
yet? No. Or iPads? VTech Leapfrog,
VTech
baby's first
Leapfrog,
gaming
her
system.
first Honda Civic.
Oh,
right?
Honda Civics. That's a great
The old
gift you should
speak
give
and
her.
spell, etch a sketch.
Tell Katie, buy one, get the
Yeah.
one that you want, but get it like it's a shell, like it's just a carcass of a Civic, and be like, this is going to be
Carcass.
Lucy's car. We got 16 years to make this thing sweet. Just
Pretty
think how
much.
great it's going to be.
So you're going to start a father-daughter project before she
Correct.
even knows how to speak, but by the end, she will have built a full car.
Well, you get them started young.
You're right.
4 or
Yeah.
5 years old, she's going to be able to be out in that garage helping with wrenches, things like that. Get her sanding. Get
Well,
her
Anthony's
maybe
hope is
degrease,
that the
doing some
first
degreasing,
word
heavy
out of her mouth
degreasing.
is VTech.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Well, start teaching her.
I'd cry.
You know what you need to be doing?
I'd cry.
Get some sounds of some VTEX. Start playing them for her.
Just a little
crossover
VTech,
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get that going. Just in the morning, like, hey, you ready to eat? Play a little VTech sound. So she starts associating VTech with food.
Nice.
Really get that
just a
party started.
Pavlovian response to the crossover.
Yeah. Anyway, so but yeah, no. So Friday really was pretty chill though. I ended up watching a lot more movies. So started Hawkeye, right?
Okay.
How do I say this? It's really funny because I'm actually really enjoying the show. I think Haley Steinfeld.
Haley's amazing. I'm excited for her.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner, yeah, it's kind of whatever, hit or miss. But honestly, it's working out pretty well, though. What's funny is that she makes a comment in the show saying, you know, what you lack is branding, right? You know, Hawkeye always had bad branding, right? I think the font that they used for the Hawkeye, like the branding on Disney Plus, is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Oh no, it's definitely. It feels like something
Do you know
out
what
of the
I'm talking
bargain bin
about?
from the '70s on VHS, and you're looking, you're just like, oh yeah, okay.
Well, like the
past
font
that.
they used, I'm like, that's not like that is the least Marvel
It's
thing
not
I've
an
ever
eye-catching
seen.
color.
No,
it's in a font that doesn't necessarily draw your attention
Sucks.
because it just kind of blends in. It's funny to me though, but I haven't watched the show. I'm looking
I haven't
forward to
either.
actually
I'm
watching it
very
and seeing
excited
it
to
for
watch
its
it.
own thing.
I don't
and
even know
deciding,
how to
but-
describe the font. Somebody might be able to describe it better that understands once you look at the font. It looks like the Modern Family font. Not Modern Family. It's, I don't know how to describe it. It shouldn't be for a Marvel-based. It just doesn't look right.
It just feels like a whiff, a miss.
Yeah, something
for,
like that.
for whatever reason.
So
But that's purely a branding.
Watch
Maybe
the first
that's on
couple
purpose.
episodes. You'll like it. It's actually kid friendly, right? Because she's like a kid, right? And they make her to be very kid like in the show. So it is kind of fun, right? And so I think that Hadley could watch that show. There's nothing bad that happens in it, and it explains a lot of the whole Ronin character thing. I didn't know who that was. I didn't
he
read
was
the
Ronin.
comics.
I was going to say, I'm
He was
surprised it's
Ronin.
kid friendly
Yes,
based on his
he
character.
was
being a
Ronin,
little
but there's been
darker.
multiple Ronins in the Marvel universe, right?
Okay.
Apparently. So anyway, it was just kind of interesting to highlight some things. So watch it for yourself. But I ended up watching that, and then I pulled down Christmas decorations, right? So I had to go up into the attic to go visit.
hey,
Check
Grant
on Graham's,
Hawtrey. How's the family
Grant's
doing?
family.
I had to go check on Grant's family. Katie
Well,
asked me to.
He's apparently getting revenge.
I can't dedicate Anthony's hot dad pod. Thank you, Grant. I really appreciate that. You can do a comparative 50-50 of what I used to look like versus what I like now, right? And
A lot
then,
of 50-50s. That's all
and
it is.
then all you have to do, right? Flip them, and then you can tell people the greatest fitness transformation ever. Right? This guy cut 40 pounds of fat, right? Scientists hate him. Do you know I used to be in those ads?
Yeah.
So those steroid company or testosterone company ads stole my photos online, right? And my photos of when I showed my before photos.
Yeah.
And then started making ads of me.
Very
On
nice. Yeah.
Instagram.
Oh,
So
love
I'd be
it.
on Instagram and all these people be screenshotting and saying, yo, dude, like they're saying that you're taking testosterone to look like this. I'm like,
man.
they stole my photos.
So now
But-
you're getting
and they're
just totally
sketchy, like they're
thrown
sketchy
under the
like
bus for it.
companies from India. There's nothing I can do about it, right?
Mazina, you're totally right. It does remind me of that. You're
The
totally
Hawkeye
spot
font reminds me
on.
of something I would see on Disney Channel 10 years ago. It's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. It's super strange.
It's like right between the Sweet Life
So
of Zack and Cody
2014?
or something. And
dude, it's very
2012?
like
Yeah.
Life of Zack and Cody. I don't know. You have to go look at it, man. It's just strange. It doesn't match. But anyways, went up to the attic, right, to go pull some Christmas decor down. Have to say, proud dad moment because of the way I set up that space
Upstairs,
up there
yeah.
and the way I organized my Christmas stuff for easy access.
Okay.
Literally barely even had to climb up into there. I put like a foot up there just to be able to grab one thing, but a ton of room.
Nice.
Now, just being up there had my brain just like it started going crazy again.
wait, you
I'm
had a
thinking-
video. Does Nick have the video of this?
Nick doesn't have the
Ah,
video. I
shoot,
forgot to send
okay.
it to him, but I started thinking to myself, I think I want to continue to build this out more. Right? I built out some pretty good space, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember how much the square footage I said I built out, but it was pretty good size, man.
Yeah, you went got some 4x8 sheets, had them sliced so that you could fit them up there.
So
you got
everything
platforms
in bins can
Yeah.
fit on the flat space with room for me to walk between that area to pull from either side if I need to stand up inside there, right? If I need to.
Yeah.
Typically, I'm just on my hands and knees. But all the other space around there is all, planking and things like that, right? That I've set maybe like long poles on or objects on that I can just set those on that I don't feel like are going to fall down through the drywall. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, I can continue building out in that direction. It's just how much space do I need and how crazy do I want to go? And then eventually I'm going to need like a lighting solution
I was
up there.
just about to ask. When I saw the video you showed me, you didn't have any lighting up there. And it
Well, you
feels like
should
that's
have
a
like
good
do
opportunity.
you have electrical or a box up there that you
should
can
have
tap into?
access.
So I do have a
Put
box
an
up
electrical
there.
outlet
Just
in.
some simple LED bar lights would do
Yeah.
a lot up there.
So I do. I don't want it to be on the same circuit as my other lights because I
Right.
don't want to turn those lights on and then have lights on.
No,
in
but what
there.
I
Doesn't
do
make
is
any
I would
sense.
get like an outlet, build it because like I remember my old house, I had an outlet up there, and it was attached to my attic fan. So I had a temperature controlled switch that would turn on and off the attic fan based on the temperature inside
Okay.
that attic.
Yeah.
But it was plugged into an outlet up on the wall that I had hung up there. So, yeah. So that's another one. You could tap off of that, but then you get those.
You guys are acting like I
here's what you
trust
grab.
myself with electricity.
No, it's
I don't
very
trust
simple.
myself with
So
electricity.
here's what you're going to do. After you wire up an outlet, get yourself some Barilla lights, hang them, daisy chain them, hit that button, pop, pop, pop. Got
So-
some light, nice, bright, 6,500K. It's like daylight in there.
Here's my thoughts on this. I would probably do that if I had one of those drop-down ladders, kind of like Gabe has
That's
in his
the next
garage.
option.
Yeah.
I would love one of those.
Can we get a super chat so that Anthony can get the
How much are those?
get a drop down
How much
ladder?
are those to have that installed?
A few
That'd be
$100
great.
bucks.
Installed? I
No.
doubt it.
I mean, the ones I've seen are like the door and the ladder attached, or they're just displays that way. But
Because
No,
like,
it's like
itself
it's attached to it because that's how it
Yeah.
it goes up and
but
comes
they're
down.
they're
It's got the
fixed because they
cams.
have to be secure enough that you're trusted with
Well,
a
it's
decent
a-
amount of weight going up that thing. So
no, I'm all about doing it. Like
Yeah.
I'll like if a guy's like, hey, I'll do it for $400, right? And it'll take me like 3 hours to do. Done. Come do it.
Think how nice that'll be. Just pull that down,
Dude, I would-
walk
yeah.
up your ladder.
I would be all about it.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just don't know much about that
Yeah,
kind of
let's.
stuff.
What we'll do, we'll plan a live around that. Maybe a Q&A Thursday.
Yeah.
See if any of the listeners want to help donate to your ladder fund.
Yeah.
To make it easier for Grant's family to be able to go up and down. You know.
One important thing to note is the direction the door comes down, because that'll affect how you park in there, or if you.
So
gotta move the
so what's
car
nice
to
is
do
that
it.
it's horizontal with like it's long ways.
Does it face like towards the garage door and towards the back wall? Or
No,
is it,
no,
the
side
side
by
walls.
side to side,
Oh,
side to side.
okay,
So
okay.
so it actually fold down to the side, which is really nice.
Okay.
So it'd make it really easy. So
Yeah, because you just
Is
pull
it
the
near the
cars
front
out
or the
pull
back
it down.
of-
I don't
the
have to
room.
pull a car out. I think if Katie's car is not too far, I can actually still get into there. So
Okay.
anyway, so that's an idea. Pull down
Possible
Christmas
candidate.
decor, right? Won some brownie points there because it is so fast.
Yeah.
Katie said, "Hey, you're going to build this thing up here, and you're not going to want to climb up there and get the stuff down when Christmas time comes." I proved her wrong.
Right. Very nice.
In 5 minutes, because that's how long it took me to
Maybe
take
put
everything
that
down.
ladder
Right?
on
I'm
your
like, I
Christmas
love
wish
you,
list.
but
yeah.
trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm a
My
dad
Christmas
now.
totes are still sitting in my living room at the moment.
You
So-
could pay an electrician to just come by for like an hour and install a junction box up there for you or something.
Like I said, I would only do the lighting
Yeah.
if I had the door. I'm not going up there very often, but if I had the door with a ladder, it would give me an excuse to
you
maybe
let
go hang
everybody
out up
around you
there,
know
right?
Well, and
that's
also,
what you want.
Also, Home Alone
they'll help.
situation could also be another escape spot
yeah.
or hiding
teach my
area.
daughter about
Teach
it.
your daughter about that.
Exactly.
When
Right.
intruders come in to try and steal their,
So,
you know,
I
the
tell
when
her,
bandits
We've all
I
arrive.
said-
seen Fast 9.
Well,
We
because
know
I would
you
say,
gotta
hey, you're going up here,
protect your
pull this,
family.
grab the hook, pull the string down, grab the 9, right? Take the 9 with you. You're going up there, protect the house.
Yeah, there's
actually
there's some
specifically
Civic, there's some Del Sol buckets that are very comfortable for you to sit in.
protect the Evo at all costs,
Oh,
right?
Oh,
You've created a whole network along with
All these
ports.
gun holes through the ceiling, shooting
We're
downward.
demonetized before. We're
The
definitely
car
now.
is just holes in it. Dang it! You missed.
Actually,
So-
the Evo has a false floor under it. It just
Yeah.
drops into a safe zone.
That'd be pretty sweet. But so other than that, though, Saturday actually was a good day for me, right? Because I needed to get a haircut, right? But what's funny is that I've never been to a true barber that offered a straight razor shave.
That old man down on the
right.
corner.
Nope, I did not
He
trust
didn't?
that guy.
He actually went to a
shakes.
place I
Shakes.
recommended to
Yeah.
him.
comes
So Dane recommended for me to go to a place called Redlands. Redlands.
I'd only just discovered this
Redlands?
place like
Yeah.
Something
a
like
few
that.
days prior to
Okay.
telling him about it.
So, because Dane explained that they did like a straight razor shave, and I've always wanted to try it just
Very
to see what
happy
it
with
was
it. They
like.
did a nice job.
And I'm like, dude, I'll go give it a shot, right? So, Saturday I booked my appointment, went down there, and pretty cool. Like, really nice shop. Like, I would say the way they had it laid out was kind of eclectic, but kind of not super old school, not super rustic either. Like, not like the one that's over here, the Beard Room or whatever
Beard
it's
Smith.
called.
Some of them
The
where they
Beard
feel
Smith.
legitimately
Yeah.
old school inside. This is more like country kitsch meets a little bit of rustic, meets a little bit of Etsy.
Yeah,
They're kind of throwing
it's-
things in there.
They need to probably focus on a goal and stick with it. But
Yeah.
anyways, I went to the same barber that that Dane went to. His name was Dan. Kind of looks a little bit like Levi.
Yeah, he kinda does.
He's got glasses. He's got tattoos. But really nice guy. And so he sat me in the chair, said, you know, we're going to give you a haircut. I told him exactly what I wanted. He was able to trim it all up nice for me. So then it was time for the shave, right? I didn't know what to expect from this because I'm like, okay, you know, what's this going to be like, right? Kicks me back in the chair. Hot towel, multiple hot towels over
Yeah,
my
it's
face,
great.
right?
It's
It's like
delightful.
a weighted thing, right? And the
yeah.
towels smelled fantastic, kind of masculine, right?
Yep.
Smelled really good. Did that, applied a hot lather, right, with a nice brush. And I'm like, ooh, this is nice. Like, this is really fancy.
It's a little mini spa day. for
Now,
you.
at first, I noticed the razor cuts pretty good, right? Like it's just mowing through. But towards the end, so where the razor kind of gets a little bit duller, it doesn't cut as good, so it starts to get a little
Yeah.
bit
catch
crabby.
a little.
catchy. Right around my chin, I was like, "Dang,
That hurt.
This
Little
is-
razor burn.
this is no, not I got a little bit of razor burn on my neck, but on my chin specifically, I was like, dang, this is not as exciting as I thought it was going to be."
So you let him know that.
So I did let him know. I said, yeah, it's starting to catch. He's like, okay, let me put a little bit more lather on it. So he did that, moisturized my face. I will say it's the closest shave I've ever had. He went over it again the second time too, after another hot towel thing. So it was like a day spa, right? I thoroughly enjoyed that, right? And did that, and then I picked up some products, right? So check this out. You'll
I
like
saw you
this.
got the reusal.
Reusal.
Yeah.
Dang, that stuff is awesome, right?
Rapunzel.
So their pomade, killer. Really, really good. But they have this stuff called hair tonic, right? Never heard of this in my life, right? It's a combination of like witch hazel and like some other stuff, right?
Very pleasant.
It
smelling.
is used to help remove old product out of your hair, right? Or you could use it to like remanipulate your hair if you've had product left in it from like the day before, right? So like say you didn't wash your hair that night, the next morning you just want to do your hair really quick, put a little bit of that in your hand, mix it up, throw it in your hair. You can do it up in like, seconds, right? Smells amazing, right? Totally worth it. Makes your head like tingle, right? Am I selling you on it, Levi?
You don't have to sell it to me. I'm a big fan of barber products
Yeah.
and hair care products from the old days.
I know.
Big fan of
You would-
reusal. I
you
use
would-
Suavecito myself.
Yeah.
Have
you
no
would love
problem
this
with
stuff.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
You would love this. But anyway, I know I'm probably boring people to death. So
No, we're
I just-
all engaged with this.
So,
I thoroughly-
fun fact, you can buy it on Amazon.
yeah, so you can. But I thoroughly enjoyed the whole barber style
experience.
Yeah.
kind of experience.
I used to go
I
to
think
my
that's
buddy's
fun.
Barbieri Divino. I'd go
Yeah.
there every once in a while just to get a haircut.
Yeah.
Just because, I used to get my haircut from a buddy of mine, Dave the Barber, for a number of years before he retired, almost a decade.
Yeah.
Got my haircut by him until I started, once he went solo, or retired, and then, you remember, I used to get in trouble for
Yeah.
leaving at lunchtime on a Friday
it was
to
just
get
a
my
time.
haircut. Wasn't allowed to do that anymore. It was against company policy. So was told not to do that. So anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But I did go. You remember, I used to go once a month on a Friday. I would go get my hair cut, and that's what I would do. And then he retired, so I started cutting my hair myself.
You've been doing a pretty good job of it, though.
I did it myself before I went to a barber. Back in the day, I used to do it myself for a decade, then went to a barber, had him do it, and then now I'm back to doing it myself. But so I love finding products. I love searching for products. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of the reasons I like going to barbershops. Yeah. So I am glad, I'm glad, Anthony, that you found a barber that you trust, that you enjoyed, that you had a good experience at.
I hadn't had that proper experience before, but as soon as I had it, I immediately started telling him about it because I assumed you knew all about that stuff already. I just hadn't tried it before.
Another great shop down really in nice, your guys' neck of the woods, Caleb's Shop. Another great barber shop.
See, that's a great name for a barber. Yeah. That's awesome.
I just think that it's kind of just nice. I like the way the barber product smells pretty nice. But I think that I like the place overall, and I'm probably going to go back there again for like another shave or something like that because it was pretty nice. But I think if there was even a more eclectic style shop, a really old school shop, maybe that was like fully brick or like wood.
Welcome to Barbieri Divino. That's the one. So that's down in the downtown
pre-70s
in the Belgravia building. Yeah. Right over by Chip Cookies, just down the street, right before Blue Sky Bagels and those old sandstone apartments. It's in the basement. Punk rock style shop.
Really?
Nice. Ton of old. He's got old barber chairs. Like he collects old barber chairs, so you sit and wait. His waiting room is old barber chairs, and then he's got all the areas, and then he's collected a bunch of big like old bar signs and stuff from around the city, as well as old punk rock stuff, posters, pictures. Now, then it's got a ton of punk rock playing. Great little place.
For a first timer, I can't imagine that's anything but intimidating, though. Kind of like going and getting your first tattoo or something and walk into a shop where everybody clearly knows everybody and you're like the odd man out. It's always that kind of strange feeling of going anywhere like that.
No, because I only know the barber there.
You adapt, Dane.
Yeah, you basically fake it till you make it.
Well, I only know the barber there, and usually the barbers are very cordial and ask you about your day and all that stuff.
I'm saying you walk in total stranger and you're just like, hey, what's up? I'm looking for a blonde. They're like, oh, you don't know? And you're like,
oh no, they've every walk-in I've seen when I get my haircut, very nice, very simple. Yeah. Well, I got time later this afternoon, or got time in about 10 minutes if you want to sit down, or he'll have time in about 10 minutes. And they're like, oh, wonderful. Yeah. And just have a seat.
Like the beardsmith where they have a waiting list that goes out months.
Yeah. Speaking of, I do need to get into the beardsmith, get this kind of cleaned up, dressed up a little bit.
Yeah. So anyway, it's had a great experience. Like I said, if you ever want to try out some like kind of male hair care products, if you got hair, the reusable line's pretty nice. Like I said, like the soap, I got an exfoliating shampoo. Ooh. It's a shampoo with like beads of some stuff in it, right?
Oh, okay.
Smells amazing, right? The hair tonic, must buy. You just have to get it just because you can put it in your hair at any time, right? It makes your scalp feel amazing, smells amazing. And so try it out.
Because I'm such a fan of hair care products, wanted to remind my friends 15% off using the code Levi15. It's Cyber Monday, everybody. Beardstruggle.com. They got a new fragrance, Anthony.
Do they? What is it?
Surtur's Fury.
Surtur's Fury.
We'll have to get a sample of that.
They say it's their favorite scent ever created that they've ever made. Mm-hmm. They say it's the most distinguished gentleman scent you could possibly imagine.
Let's try it out.
Go to thebeardstruggle.com, use the offer code Levi15. Save yourself 15% off all your beard and hair care products. Pick up some of the Radiance shampoos, conditioners, get some balms, oils.
We're trying to get a deal with Reusable.
Great stuff.
Levi, I'm plugging Reusable so we get the deal for them.
Continue your weekend.
Stomping over that with Beard Struggle.
Let's keep going.
Offer code Levi15, beardstruggle.com.
Could have been offer code Anthony15 at reusable.com. Not anymore.
That won't work yet.
So anyway, so that was pretty much it for Saturday. It was pretty laid back, man. I just watched TV, played some Forza, but really I would say the thing is where I'm not finding any more time than I used to have. I'm just getting used to having less of the time and holding a baby more.
You're slowly beginning to accept that you just don't have as much
it's a transition period for a while, but once you find that you're actually starting to sleep a little bit more, you're just kind of happy to, oh my gosh, the booty stroke. So you're just I'm always just happy to hold
Yeah.
a baby though.
Yeah.
Like whenever
Yeah.
Katie passed her off to me, it's always a good thing.
It's not a chore, right? It's
No, it's not a chore.
You were worried
Like,
before you had a baby.
No,
There's
I'm always
that
happy to
under-
take her, and I just wish there was more with a TV that I would enjoy doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like whether it was the ability to play more video games, being hands free,
once
or
you can get her in
finding
a
more
pouch,
shows. Yeah,
Take her
hands
places.
free. It's like the first time I put on a headset with my own cordless home phone.
yeah.
Hands free. I could eat cereal. I could do all kinds of stuff while talking on the phone. Same thing with a baby. Once you get him in that pouch, it's great. Life.
Yeah.
You can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be going to the junkyard looking for stuff. She'll be with you. It's gonna
That
be good
seems
stuff. It's gonna be nice.
dangerous.
Yeah.
Great
A lot of
little
rusty.
All this rusty sharp stuff.
Well, he'll be protective. It's instinct.
Yeah. So
Who's a
anyway,
good kangaroo?
but yeah, did that. So that was kind of pretty laid back Saturday. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I did. I didn't really buy anything, and I didn't really go anywhere. It was honestly, it was just a lot of TV watching. We watched Doctor Strange for the first time. I never saw that movie.
Oh.
Thought that was pretty good. Not bad. I thought it was more interesting than I thought it was.
It's
gonna be.
like on the higher end of the mid ones.
Yeah, it's mid. It's very mid.
But it's on the positive side of mid. I
But,
wouldn't give it higher than that. But
I tried watching the What If series. It's just a little too scattered for me.
the first episode is very like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. Whereas the later ones kind of take a little more time.
I need
to
more
develop a story.
direction in a show.
I would say if you
because-
kept watching, you might find that you actually like the other
Well,
episodes.
Thor
a little
one's a
better.
good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Thor one's funny, actually.
So I'll have to try it again. But did that, and then I'm trying to think that on Saturday, or I think it was on Sunday, had another kind of Thanksgiving. It was Katie's mom's birthday, and so we just went and picked up Olive Garden, went over back to their grandparents' house, and then did that. Now, my Dodge Ram has a check engine light as of today. As of last night, I think I have a bad thermostat again. It's unfortunate, right? Because whenever I have to stop giving that truck compliments, because whenever I talk about the truck being
How
a
perfect it is.
good truck, or talking about how, man, this has been a pretty good vehicle overall, something bad happens, right? I mean, honestly, that truck, the interior is literally breaking apart piece by piece, like one bump at a time, right? And like my what's it called, glove box cracked the other day, right? Katie went to go pull something out, and she closed it, right? And it cracked it. And I said, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I just closed the glove box." I'm like, "Katie, this is a Dodge Ram 1500. You
Second
can't just
gen.
you can't just close things.
It's
You have
basically
to
made
finesse
of fine
the
china.
things.
Yeah, you got to be gentle.
What are you doing? You're
Oh,
breaking
dear.
everything. And so I did order a new bezel piece thing, right? Because mine's broken into like 17 pieces. I have a brake light that's been on in my dash since I've gotten the truck. I'm going to pull the bulb out because there's nothing wrong with the brakes. Just going to do that. Fix that right away. Yeah. And I've still been on the hunt for a cheap car, right?
Still trying.
Can't find it.
I'm not on the hunt for a cheap car. I'm on the hunt for another Honda project car in my life, right? And it is going about as bad as it's ever gone.
The market has never been more dire for cheap cars than right now.
Dude, it's ridiculous, man.
So you
Like,
can't get something running for less than $3,000.
No,
now.
I can't even communicate with these freaking people.
There
You
are
don't
$2,000 Honda Civic body shells.
Yes, but you don't understand because
not good
these
Civics.
some deals are popping up. I am trying to communicate with them.
Oh.
They literally either won't get back to me or have the worst communication possible, or like somebody like the person that does have communication, a guy will slide in on the deal from underneath me, right? I'm very
Multiple
firm
times.
with them. I say, hey, I'm very interested in this. I can come look at it tomorrow at 10 a.m. Right? Okay,
late, Jack.
yeah, no, that sounds good, right? Let's go ahead and plan on that. And then they come back and me, hey, I have somebody that actually wants to come look at it tonight. Okay, well, so you told me I'm going to meet you tomorrow at 10 a.m., but then you just said you just scheduled another guy to come look at it tonight. I have a baby, man, so like I can't do anything about that, so I guess you're just going to sell it tonight then. And that's it.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
I mean, in that guy's shoes, it is hard when you have somebody offer to come look at something sooner than someone else. I mean, you defer to that.
No, it's true.
speaking,
No,
as
so
a
like I said,
seller.
I totally get
Like,
it.
I can't fault them too much for that,
Yeah.
but the hard part is you're getting discouraged because they're the few people who are communicating. Are the
Well,
ones that
and it's
you
just
wind
been,
up getting.
it's been like, I think
screwed
probably at this point, it's been like 15 cars at this
Yeah.
point that have like fallen through the cracks. And I just want another kind of cheap, fun project to be able to work on.
You know what your problem is, though?
Yeah. What's that, Dane?
Your problem is you're interested in cars that like everybody else is interested in. Just be like me. Be interested in the cars that literally no one else wants. And then you won't have to fight and compete with other people. That really helps solve those problems.
Dane.
Just, you know.
Come over to the dark side with next day
Come
Nate
over.
and get into the S10 world.
Well, the problem is there are a ton of people
want an
who want
already
that.
LS
They just
swapped
don't want to
S10
pay
though.
that much for one.
I found a 350 swapped S10.
Oh, really?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
I bet
So
that's great.
so I don't know what the answer is, man. There's the Honda stuff is getting pretty crazy because I think a lot of people are really trying to like scrounge up any last good thing they can,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I get it. So,
It shows based on what the market
so
is.
yeah, still on the hunt.
Spitting back.
But yeah, that's going on. But I still have a lot of other things I need to do to my cars. Again, it's just some of the time is there. I just need to get some motivation to kind of get out there and do it. And
So if you see a first-gen manual CRV for sale, let them know.
so you know what I would.
My neighbor's got one getting ready to go up for sale. I'm going to try and snag it from him.
For real?
No way. Real? You
I don't know
are?
if it's a 5-speed, but
Oh.
I'm going to
It's a
check.
first. It's a first
Got
gen.
about
First gen,
200,000 miles on it.
How much?
What?
About 200,000.
What color is
oh.
it?
Silver.
So, do you know what I would die for? So, Honda didn't make a lot of electric blue pearl vehicles, right? I think there was 3 total, right? They made an electric blue pearl Prelude around this time. They made the EM1, and then they made a CRV. I think they may have even thrown the color on an Accord for a very short period of time. Somebody else can confirm. But the electric blue pearl CRV first gen is like one of the hardest to
Oh,
come
no.
by.
I dated a girl who had an electric blue pearl CRV first gen.
Did you?
And it was a manual too.
My friend dated a girl that had one too. What was her name?
Well, she was in California, so
Oh, different girl
yeah.
then.
Anyway, I
different.
heard him. He was talking about it the other day, about how he's thinking he wants to get rid of it. So I want to ask him, just, hey, what's the
So-
chance?
So that was literally
Well,
the first time I'd seen that color.
I'll
and I was
start
like,
dropping
that's
off
a cool
$100
color.
bills.
Fun fact, right? Less than 5% of the total amount of CRVs ever produced, right, and sent to the U.S. were manual.
Yeah. It might be a manual. It might be an automatic. I
So
don't know.
chances are they're mostly
I just
time
need to walk
automatic.
over and look.
But that's why if you ever find a manual CRV,
These days,
they're
though, how
worth it.
hard is it to do a manual swap on?
hard.
It's hard.
You have to cut into the floor. You have to cut into the floor. You have to remove a bunch of stuff, and then it's just everybody says it's easy. Like, yeah, it's just like any other Honda. It's super easy.
Hondas, they're like Legos.
It's easy if you have a list of parts that's this long. And essentially, most people say it's better to have a donor vehicle if you plan on taking that task on. Which, how many people are going to go buy a donor vehicle just for a 5-speed
so it's
swap?
almost easier if you just find a manual shell and then you swap an engine in.
Almost, man. Seriously. So, but anyway, that would be a pretty cool car.
Yeah.
That, find me a Milano Red CRV or an electric blue Pearl CRV, first gen with a 5-speed manual. Dang, that would actually go kind of hard.
There's this old phrase
I would
about
lower
beggars
it.
and choosers.
I would slam it, man, and I would
Oh
just.
no, that'd be dope. And turbo it, slam it, and
Oh,
just
Dane,
got yourself
we're
a
talking
wicked
money there.
wagon right
Yeah,
there.
that's a lot of money. We don't need to do that.
So, Dane, your weekend. Let's go ahead and.
How
Okay.
was the Thanksgiving?
Save me for last, because really I don't have a whole lot to offer on this front. But I did have a very nice Thanksgiving dinner over at Gwen and Bob's house. Lovely,
Love
with
Aunt
my
Gwen.
aunt and uncle there, and we had. This is interesting. My Aunt May joined us with her partner Kelly, and we actually all hung out together, which was kind of an unusual circumstance. Normally, the two different families don't
Right, yeah.
collide that way, but that was cool. And they
Yeah.
came over, and we all really enjoyed just having a whole bunch of very fascinating conversations, which some are so like out there. I was just amazed. It was just like abstract conversation I can't even repeat here. It's just like, wow, oh wow, you guys are talking about, okay, interesting. But no, it was funny to see. And they have these cats that are like borderline feral cats that just wander around their property, but they kind of feed them and they come inside sometimes because Gwen and Bob have always been like cat people.
They
But,
live over by me, right?
yeah, they live on the bench. They live right
Oh.
across from the airport.
Oh, they're up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're
not
on the
near
bench,
me.
so they're a
Yeah.
little further away from you, but they're pretty close to the airport.
Yeah, I just
right
see
above,
her in my neighborhood all the time. That's why I always
No,
see
right
her.
above the canal.
Yeah.
I think she has like clients out there though, so that may explain.
Okay.
'Cause she's a speech pathologist, so she
Where
works
does
with a lot.
where above the by the airport?
So
Towards the east, between
um,
Vista and Broadway.
so
past
like
Broadway.
if you're at the airport
Yeah.
and you cross over the freeway using Vista or whatever,
Right.
you go to the neighborhoods on the other side there, behind like where the gas station on the corner right before the hill goes down.
Oh,
you turn
okay,
left,
yeah, all right.
Then you go in. There's a neighborhood next to a school there. It's like all that.
That's where they're at.
neighborhood there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
Kind of
that.
close, but not. Yeah, I understand where you're
Yeah,
at. Yeah.
not
Okay.
too far, but basically it's just nice to go over there. I haven't been there in a while, but
Yeah.
everybody was catching up, and it was fun to just have everybody in the same place and have great food. Food was awesome.
Nice.
They did an awesome number on a turkey. I'm not a big fan of turkey, like. Sorry, just not my thing really. I like chicken and I like beef and all that stuff, but turkey just never really appealed to me. But they did like a smoked type one. It was really good. So kudos to Bob on that one. Beyond that though, yeah, just not a lot happening this weekend. I blew through another series on Netflix. Like it only had 6 episodes, but I was really actually fascinated by it. It was pretty cool. It's called Hellbound. Yeah, basically strange happenings. It was like, I'm not a big horror person, but at the same time, I actually really enjoyed it. It had those elements and just kind of a cool story and a little bit of message about, other people can sometimes be the scariest thing of all. But yeah.
It's a
good
scary show?
Yeah. Yeah, at times.
Like how scary?
I've seen a lot worse.
Like Hill House scary or?
No.
Oh, no?
It
So it's
it
horror.
has more like thriller elements of like figuring out mysteries and stuff mixed with some gnarly horror violence at times and then just kind of like back to being a thriller.
Horror violence is just violence to me.
Remember how
It's
you
not
were
really-
scared though the first season of Supernatural?
Well, it's a scary show. I mean,
So
they
anybody
become
who's seen
funny after
Hellbound
the
can
first season.
basically confirm with me. It's like it's not full blown horror, but I guess it would fall into that category because it'd be hard to categorize it as anything else. But no, it's cool. I really liked it. It's only 6 episodes long, so that's like 6 hours. But yeah, I blew through that this weekend. Enjoyed it. Played some Forza with Anthony.
You did, yeah.
And basically talked about hair products for a while because a little barber action
I
was
told you
cool.
my headlight story too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, so got that. And really, the only other thing to talk about was my truck that I have for sale. I had a guy who was offering pretty close to my asking price, so
Yeah,
I was
he
very
was.
interested. And unfortunately, did not happen. I kind of had a feeling like, oh, watch, he's not going to show up. Well, what was weird was the guy didn't give any flaky vibes, didn't give any scammer vibes, anything.
He was going to fly down here.
He was gonna fly here from California to come buy it, and if he liked it, he was gonna drive it back home. And like I've met these types of people. I've been that person before. When I got my Jag, I flew, I bought it, and I drove all the way back here. But that's something where that's a thing that happens. It doesn't really trigger any red flags. What was unfortunate was this guy was like in communication, pretty solid, right up until like Monday, Tuesday. And the last thing he said was, oh, can't wait to see the truck. And he goes, I'll give you a heads up as late as like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning that I've got my flight figured out and I'll be, heading to Boise on Friday because obviously Thursday is a holiday and all that stuff. But Friday, I'll fly up and, we'll just do our stuff then. I'm like, okay, great. And he goes, yeah, awesome. Can't wait to see the truck. That was his last message. That was on like Monday or something. And I didn't hear back from him after that with any confirmation of flights. I sent him messages. I sent him 2 messages a couple days apart. Last one being on like Wednesday night or Thursday. And on Facebook Messenger how you can see like if somebody's seen your message, it puts their little icon, it moves it down.
Right.
He didn't see those. And I usually try and do like little finagling things like, okay, if I send somebody a message and they haven't replied to it, I think, okay, give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they didn't see the notification. I'll play the little game. I'll go back to something they said previously. I'll highlight it, and I'll just throw like a little emoji at it or something, like a little thumbs up or whatever, just to like send another notification.
I like your
looking,
sneakiness.
Without looking like you're sending a bunch of messages.
Yeah,
You just do that, and it just sends like a little, are you aware you have a message?
Correct.
Kind of thing. So it's an effective tool, usually. But in this case, the guy never followed up. So I was just like, And then Friday
So you're
came
still
and
on
went.
not read?
Friday came and went. Yeah, he hasn't read them. He hasn't
Wow.
seen them at all, period. But I had other people making offers too. So I basically said, okay, Saturday come around, guy hasn't said anything. I'm giving the guy into this week to potentially write back and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, something happened. But I told other people, you know what, I'm entertaining offers again. So I'm actually looking at other people who may potentially want to do that. I got another offer, a little bit lower, but not too much lower. It's still in an attractive range. So I'm humoring this guy from Colorado. Maybe he potentially does the same thing. But I told him if I don't hear back from the first guy who was offering higher by like Monday, Tuesday, then I'll follow up with him. It's not a guarantee, but I will seriously consider his offer. So I'm playing that game, but it's difficult. It's weird because I'm not a person who usually deals with, vehicles of that price caliber. It's just it's different. The kind of folks are dealing with.
What's your end? Do you have an end goal for like your date for this truck needs to be sold by this time?
Preferably by the end of the year.
Yeah, preferably by the end of the year or, in January. But at the same time, like I know that there's nothing that a buyer looks for more than a desperate seller. And I'm not in that position where I'm a desperate seller. Like, I'll wait. And, there's a point where it becomes like hubris. Like, of course I'll get the offer if I just stand out to everybody until I finally get somebody who knows what they're looking at. It's like, no, you can't do that because eventually you will get burned if you sit on it forever. And then other people look in going, that's been listed forever and nobody wants it at that price. Right. It's like, I get it. But there's a certain balance you got to find. So that's what I'm trying to do is find that balance. But I'm not desperate. I'm not just going to like take the first, halfway decent offer that comes in. I'm looking for a certain amount that I think will help satisfy the bills and the taxes and all that stuff and still like leave a comfortable padding. But it's no guarantee and it doesn't happen right away. So I'm just kind of playing that game a little bit. It's still early enough. It's only been like 3 weeks I've been doing this. So, it's fine. I've seen cars listed on Facebook for, 5 months sometimes that still haven't sold, and you're like, nobody's buying that, dude. Just change the price. Maybe you'll get more interest. But some people are stubborn like that. But with this, I feel like I have to be a little stubborn because I get one chance at it. So I gotta do it to a certain degree right. Yeah. But I'll also not be totally crazy. I'll be reasonable about it. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, Dane,
that's
take it away then.
All right. Well, before I take it away, why don't we answer a few of these questions I saw come in? Should be quick. I just got Matt here asking, could you use the interior scrub mitt to clean wheels?
Barrels only. I would just do the barrels only. Okay. It's not pliable enough to get into the spokes.
Also, what is your favorite use for Drago towels?
Everything.
Honestly. Literally everything.
And then I've got Michael here. Any plans for Dixon Rag Company collab?
We need
the stories, man.
$20,000 and we can make it happen.
Super chat going for that.
That's a lot of super
Hey, if
chats.
Pan the organizer can do it for a new camera, we can do it for a Dixon flannel collab.
I think me and G are very alike in our shows that we like. He's loving Hawkeye so far. Well, actually, no, he hated Shang-Chi, so never mind. Take that back.
G has been a little more negative.
Yeah, so I actually really do like way more than Loki and WandaVision.
WandaVision
Hawkeye's
swung for the fences,
for
didn't necessarily hit it at every time. Loki, I actually enjoyed.
There were times where I thought it was great,
but I was mostly
I thought it was
happy
amazing.
with Loki.
I loved it. I love Loki.
Now that's where we're all kind of like
Dane and I are a little more cerebral.
Is it weekly episodes they're doing? How many episodes are they doing of this Hawkeye show? Because they only put out 2.
Well, they usually always put the first 2 out, and then they start going every week.
They want to give you something to latch on.
They want to get you to start
full binging, but they want you interested.
Just a taste, give you a taste.
So G, you'll have to tell us. Probably not in this, but just in the future. Like, what things are you looking for exactly? Like, what's appealing to you about some shows versus others? I'm just curious, like, where your interests get directed and what screams good show or bad show to you based on what happens. Anyway, that is pretty much
8 episodes.
The expense. 8 episodes. Cool. There he goes. All right. So that is that, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Of course, as we mentioned before, I'm going to ask Nick if he could please pull up the site one more time. Show everybody. I mean, it's Cyber Monday.
Doorbusters.
Let's take a look here. Those doorbusters are not sticking around for long.
And the biggest thing, free shipping, the old school price, $49. It's only good today.
Yeah.
So jump on it. That's one of the Cyber Monday specials is again 20% off, and then we lowered the entry in for free shipping. So get on it, buy that stuff, get it, and enjoy your Cyber Monday.
Every year, this is the biggest one we do. So, you guys, if you've been waiting for the time, this is the time. This is it.
Yep.
So, get on that, and we will catch you guys later this week for Q&A Thursday.
No,
over on
we'll
the
catch them
channel.
on Wednesday. We got
Oh, all right.
a live hangout in the shop. We're going to be working on Ragnarok.
And
Oh,
my
man.
truck.
And
Okay.
Anthony's truck's going to be
That's
in the
right.
background for
We're
some
doing a bunch
reason.
of stuff.
Yeah,
We're
it's just
doing-
going to be there.
I don't know what we're doing on it, but we've got to fix the
me.
front end of the Suburban. Remember, I wrecked it back in July. We're finally fixing it. We got a fender, we got a hood, we got
And
a grill,
a bumper.
we
We're
got
going to be
headlights.
welding in-house.
We're not doing that today,
oh.
tomorrow, but
Oh.
maybe, you know what I'll do? Maybe I'll bring the bumper parts. You guys can see it. Friends at Move, right now, they're offering their Cyber Monday sale, 15% off a Move bumper of your own, and you get entered into a $10,000 cash giveaway.
Holy cow.
So if you've been wanting to put a winch bumper for your vehicle, truck, SUV, check out movebumpers.com or move.com.
Wow.
Okay.
Feel like
All
I
right.
learned a lot. All right,
End it.
for real.
End it.
We're going,
End it.
guys. Have a great week. We'll catch you in a couple days.
We'll catch you on Wednesday.
See you
See
then.
ya.